Hey everybody, it's nutritionist Amy Berger from twoatnutrition.com, and normally I bring you keto without the crazy, but today I'm going to talk about something kind of related to keto, but also totally unrelated to keto. You know, we hear so much about the obesity epidemic, right? And the diabetes epidemic and the heart disease epidemic. Everything's an epidemic. I would like to talk about an epidemic that I think is maybe not more damaging, but at least equally damaging, at least as much damaging as the diabetes epidemic and the heart disease epidemic and all that. I would like to talk about the asshole epidemic. And yes, I'm going to swear a little bit in this video. How come nobody is talking about the asshole epidemic? The epidemic, the ceaseless onslaught, the ever-increasing number of people being total jerks on social media. And in person too, but way more on social media, right? I find people to be way more pleasant in person. Are you one of these people? If you are one of these people, are you even aware that you're one of these people? Are you somebody that always has to get the last word, that always has to take that final jab? Are you the person who has to argue for the sake of arguing? Are you the person who always has to be right? Are you the person who always has to insult someone else or make someone else look foolish or make someone else look like a smaller, less than person? Are you someone who has to belittle others and denigrate others, whether for public approval or to feel better about your own self and your own life? Are you one of these very, very sad, pitiful, unfortunate souls who thrives on contributing to the negativity and the anger and the self-righteous rage? Are you one of these people that likes to stir the pot, that rarely to never ever has a kind word for anyone? Are you one of these people who every post you write, every tweet you send, every Instagram thing you send is criticizing someone else for something, is making a negative comment about something, is insulting someone else? Why? Why would you do that? I hope you're not doing that, but I just want to bring up the issue because I felt this way for a long time. Like, forget the diabetes epidemic. How about the jerk epidemic? How about the cruelty epidemic? The things that people say to strangers on the internet is mind-boggling. And I'm so fortunate in that I've largely escaped from it so far. It's very, very rare that I get a negative comment. And I don't always read any of the comments anyway, so maybe I've gotten a lot more than I realize, and I do my mental health a favor by not reading them every single day all the time. I do read some of the comments. You see every now and then I pop in and I try to reply to people, but you know, I would love if my fans, viewers, followers, whatever you like to call yourselves, friends, would not be part of the problem. Be part of the solution. Take the moral high ground when you can. You don't have to get in that last word. You can just leave the conversation. You don't have to keep tweeting. There's a mute button on Twitter that says mute this conversation or mute the person or block the person. I started blocking much more regularly on the advice of somebody with a larger following than I have, and he said block. Block early and often. Block, just block. Don't even waste your time. Because until then I was mostly muting people. Now, block. If you're going to be negative and you're going to be a jerk and you have a pattern, a history of being negative and being a jerk, you can just get blocked and I don't need to think about you. There's a way to engage constructively. There's a way to have constructive, productive discussion and debate and conversation. And there is a way to just be an asshole. And I see too many people, in my opinion anyway, my maybe not so humble opinion, just being assholes. And it looks to me like they're doing it for the sake of doing it. You very rarely to never change anyone's mind by fighting with them. Oh, you're stupid because blah, blah, blah. Don't you understand the science, blah, blah, blah. Didn't you see this study they probably did see the study and they're ignoring it, just like you're ignoring every study they're sending you. For every study, like, 'cause this kind of applies to keto, low carb, whatever. For every study, there's an equal and opposite study. So when someone says, well, where's the study that says that, and you post it, you really think that's going to change their mind? You really think they're actually going to read the study? They already don't like you. They're already fighting with you. Most likely, they're going to ignore that study. And so I don't try to win hearts and minds. I don't try to change minds. If you read my blog, if you watch this channel, I just put out information. I just talk, I just write. It's there, it's free, take it or leave it. If you don't like it, you can leave it. You can just, there's that little X at the top right of the window. You can just close that. Or if you're on a Mac, I think it's different. There's the red circle. You can just close it immediately when you don't like something. I have never understood people who leave negative comments and angry comments on things. I very rarely comment in any way that's not positive and supportive and thankful. You know, expressing appreciation for something that somebody shared, or expressing solidarity and support, or thanking them, just good stuff. If there's something I disagree with, or I think, you know, you could have worded this a little differently, I'll express that sentiment in a very diplomatic, very polite, very non-threatening way, or I do my best to do that. Maybe it doesn't always come off that way, but that's my intention. But there's other people who make a habit out of being enraged. Their habit, their hobby is being angry. Being angry, lashing out at people, finding things to be personally offended by that have nothing to do with them whatsoever. That cracks me up when people get inordinately enraged over things that have nothing to do with their life. Nothing to do with their food, nothing to do with their diet, nothing to do with their exercise. Everybody just got to put their 2 cents in. Well, I guess I'm putting my 2 cents in right now anyway. I acknowledge that. Try not to be one of those people. You know, I used to be annoyed by those people and their anger and their sort of just negativity and rage would like filter over to me, and I would become angry reading those comments and looking at those threads. And over the last few years, I've shifted toward pitying them. I feel sorry for them, because nobody who is happy and satisfied and content with their own life has any need to lash out in that way at strangers on the internet. You just don't do it. I've never done it, and I'm not even 100% satisfied with my life. I have a pretty damn great life, but it's not all unicorns and roses all the time. But I don't feel the need to lash out and express anger and insult people that have nothing to do with why I'm feeling negative or with why I'm feeling angry. You know, I generally put it inward, and it's unfortunate. I feel sorry that those people don't have a more constructive, wholesome outlet in which to discharge those emotions. You know, I've mentioned in like previous videos, I walk like 6 miles a day. I walk a ton. I've recently started jogging again, a very slow trot. That's my stress relief. That's my anger relief. That's my mental health tool. Sometimes my mental health tool is a really delicious piece of lamb grilled, right? I'm on Instagram now. If you look at my Instagram feed, it's 2 at Nutrition. You'll see some pictures of my food, really delicious grilled lamb. Like, there's you could volunteer, you could play a musical instrument. I feel very sorry that these people are so unhappy and so discontent with their own situations, and they don't have a healthier way to discharge those emotions. How sad that their method of choice is to be angry at strangers on the internet and to stir up trouble and to, like I said, to be professionally enraged. That's like their job, 24/7. Their job is to just be angry and to let the whole world know how angry they are. That's it. That's all I really wanted to say. It's fascinating to me that we go on and on about the obesity epidemic and the diabetes epidemic and the blah, blah, blah epidemic. And nobody's talking about the asshole cruelty anger epidemic, except me apparently, or maybe some other people are and I just haven't looked for them. But next time I will bring you more of Keto Without the Crazy. Thank you for bearing with me. Thank you for letting me vent. I'm sure this came out like my own anger, my own frustration, which, okay, maybe it is. But like I said, my YouTube channel is free. Nobody's forcing you to watch it. If you don't like my anger and my sarcasm, you know how to close the window. I will see you next time when we'll get back on message about keto. Take care.